In today's world, pleasure is more accessible than ever. One click, and you're seeing more skin than ancient kings ever dreamed of. One swipe, and you're connected to more women than your grandfather met in his entire lifetime. But here's the truth. When intimacy becomes easy, it loses its value. And when it loses value, it becomes a weapon. Because the man who cannot control his hunger gets controlled by it. This isn't a warning, it's a lesson. One that separates men who lead from men who follow. The world rewards the man who masters his discipline and quietly devours the one who doesn't. Women don't crave the man who craves them. They crave the man who doesn't need to. They obsess over the man who can feel desire without being ruled by it. The man who looks her in the eyes and still chooses his mission over momentary pleasure. Machiavelli said it simply, "He who cannot control himself will be controlled by others." That's exactly what's happening now, and it's time to break free. This is not a sermon. This is strategy. I'm about to share 5 Machiavellian truths that will shift how women respond to you. Not because you changed your looks or learned a pickup line, but because you became sovereign. Let's begin. Rule 1. The man who delays pleasure becomes the one she can't predict. Every man wants to feel desired, but the undisciplined man can't wait. The moment he feels attraction, he over-pursues, he over-texts, he over-talks, he overreaches. He believes he's being bold, but to her, it doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like hunger, and hunger, when uncontrolled, reeks of desperation. What comes too quickly is never respected. Machiavelli warned, "The wise man acts slowly, but strikes with certainty." In attraction, that means one thing. Restraint is not weakness. It's power. It's mystery. It's gravity. When a man delays his response, when he doesn't rush in to be seen, she starts thinking about him, wondering, desiring. When you withhold, you control. Here's how to apply it. Don't rush to impress. Don't flood her with compliments. Don't try to be liked. Let your silence build value. Let her come to you. If you're already dating her, don't initiate touch too early. Let her lean in. Let her wonder where she stands with you. Because when you delay the fire, you control the heat. She doesn't want the man who can't hold back. Because the second she realizes that her body can control your presence, your peace, and your purpose, she's no longer seduced. She's suspicious. Machiavelli said it clearly. He who is ruled by appetite loses the power to rule others. So here's your move. When temptation appears, you breathe. When desire rises, you redirect it. When she tests your discipline, you let your restraint speak louder than your interest. That kind of man, he doesn't chase, he commands. Women test with temptation. The man who passes doesn't avoid it, he leads it. And when she sees that fire in your eyes, but your hands don't move, she doesn't feel rejection. She feels respect. She doesn't feel bored. She feels ignited. Because you didn't give in. You stood still in the fire. Rule 3. The man who doesn't need validation controls the dynamic. Validation is the addiction men don't even know they have. They dress for attention. They flirt for praise. They scroll for likes and chase compliments like oxygen. Even in relationships, they ask, "Do you still want me? Do I look okay?" It sounds romantic, but it's rooted in weakness. The man who needs to be seen will always feel invisible, but the man who moves with internal validation, he's different. He walks into a room and doesn't scan it to see who's looking. He's not dressing for women, he's dressing for war. He's not posting for hearts, he's building empires. Machiavelli wrote, "He who is feared and respected is remembered longer than he who is loved." The modern version, respect will outlast attention, and a man who validates himself becomes the mirror women want to reflect in. Here's how you take control. Stop performing. Stop asking for praise. Start embodying value. Whether you're in the talking stage or married for a decade, act like a man who doesn't need constant reminders that he matters. Because once she senses that you're driven from within, not by her opinion, she stops testing and starts respecting. That's not arrogance, that's masculine sovereignty. Rule 4. The man who transforms lust into presence becomes magnetic. Most men lose their edge, not in war, but in private. They waste energy in isolation, scrolling, watching, fantasizing. They call it relaxing, but it's erosion. Because every time you indulge without direction, you lose your masculine charge. Your goals blur, your thoughts scatter, your power leaks. You wake up foggy, slow, dull, and disconnected from the one thing that women feel in their bones: presence. The next time you feel lust rise, don't suppress it. Channel it. Go train, go build, go create. Let your masculine fire burn in your direction, not just your desires. That tension, it's your secret weapon. And when you can stand in the storm of your own temptation and not flinch, not fold, not follow, that's when women start orbiting you without you lifting a finger. Rule 5. The man who doesn't need her body becomes the one she gives it to freely. Most men chase intimacy as if it's a reward. They perform for it. They earn it. They beg for it. But women don't surrender to the man who tries to earn them. They surrender to the man who feels whole without them. Because if your world only spins when she's in it, she'll feel it, and she'll test it. Every touch, every gift, every compliment becomes a sign that your sense of self is rooted in her acceptance. But the man who doesn't need her becomes the one she wants to give herself to. Machiavelli put it beautifully. The greatest gift is not to need what others desire. When you want her, but don't chase her. When you feel desire, but don't express it desperately. When your peace remains, even when she's distant, she feels that, and she falls. Because that's not confidence, that's clarity. Here's your practical move. Next time you feel the urge to text her to feel better, stop. Ask yourself, is this desire or dependency? Is this connection or avoidance of emptiness? If the answer isn't crystal clear, don't act. Go lift, go lead, go build. Because the man who leads his emotions doesn't need to manipulate a woman into intimacy. She offers it willingly, not to fix you, but to follow you. If you've made it this far, you've already separated yourself from 99% of men, because most men are ruled not by a woman, but by their own undisciplined appetites. They fall not from defeat, but from indulgence, from clicks, from cravings, from comfort. But not you. You now understand. Lust doesn't make you powerful. Discipline does. Presence does. Sovereignty does. This world will test you, not with swords, but with temptation, not with battles, but with distraction, not with wars, but with moments that ask, can you lead yourself? Because if you can lead you, no one else ever will. You are not here to be another hungry soul. You are here to be a dangerous man, grounded, focused, controlled. So stay sharp, stay still, stay sovereign, and let your restraint become your most powerful seduction. If this message opened your eyes, don't just let it fade. Comment below, even just a sentence. It helps you remember, and it helps another man who needs to. Until next time, stay calm, stay focused, stay dangerous.